He clearly just knocks over Heitfeld.
So the personal on Diamond Simpson. That'll be number 2 on him. 49-44. St. Mary's at 19-4, 6-3 in the West Coast Conference. But since losing their star guard, Party Hills, they've dropped 3 out of 4, including the first meeting of the year with Gonzaga a couple of weeks ago, 69-62. Downs to his right. Nice touch.
Good find, and again, the use of the jump hook. The next St. Mary's want to get the ball into the high post area. They can screen. Oh, lazy pass again on the perimeter.
And Pargo with the pick. And can't finish it off. A blown opportunity. Hunter into the paint. And that little floater is tipped out of bounds.
We've seen a number of lazy passes, casual passes, not crisp, no ping on the ball. And then a good job of Pargo there getting that windshield wiper, that arm extended to pick it off, but just can't finish the wide open bunny.
At 6'2", Pargo did not get up high enough. So St. Mary's will bring Carlin Hughes, 6'2" senior, back on.
I think Pargo was somewhere in between. Not sure if he wanted to jam it or put it off the glass. You got to go one or the other. Either John Havlicek, Jerry Lucas style, just put it old school off the window, or jam it home. Can't be in between.
The fake by O'Leary to get himself wide open. Got an excellent look, but can't connect. So Gonzaga with the basketball here, trailing. Again, 8-0 in the West Coast Conference, these guys. Bolden bowling his way in. He'll be fouled and go to the line to shoot 2. College basketball's rivalry week continues on ESPN this Saturday at noon Eastern. Georgetown and Syracuse. What a great rivalry that has been, going back to the very early days of the Big East. And then at 9 Eastern, Saturday night primetime, Ohio State and Wisconsin into the heart of the Big Ten.
Georgetown, Syracuse, Wisconsin, they're example of teams that are bloody but unbowed. Still dangerous, coming out of tough conferences, competitive leagues, and you start to look at teams.
5 Aussies on the roster here for St. Mary's. Here's a foul with 12:56 to go. The St. Mary Gales have 5 players from Australia. Their friends and family can keep up with all their action on ESPN Pac Rim and ESPN Australia HD. And it says here on the card, I am to say good day to you. And so I have.
No Foster's beer spots? That's coming later.
Also want to get a look at your fine restaurants, your favorite picks in San Francisco, which is home to you. You know them all, and they know you well. O'Connell on the drive. Blocked away by Foster. So the 7-footer swats one and keeps it in play.
There's the Foster we were waiting on.
12:34 remaining.
That's a tall boy. A tall boy Foster. Dave, going back to the bloody but unbowed, I'll give you an example. 1997, Arizona. They go into the NCAA tournament 19-9. They finished 11-7 in the Pac-10, 5th place. They beat 3 #1 seeds, cut down the nets, Lute Olson's national championship team. That's an example of a bloody but unbowed team. And they lost to Cal and Stanford on the last weekend of play in the Pac-10. So you don't have to panic. Some of these teams or programs that have 8, 9 losses, if you're improving and you're learning from, you can still be dangerous and make deep runs in the tournament.
The St. Mary's with 4 losses.
Well, Gonzaga's been beat up.
And they have, indeed.
Played a tough schedule.
Brutal schedule early. Lost that double overtime game to Connecticut. Lost that game to Arizona, to Portland State and Utah. After a great start in December. Here's O'Leary with a pull-up pop. Rebounded away on a baseline by Austin Day. The Zags trying to push it a bit. You can certainly do that with Pargo. Foster draws the double team. Day is open. He'll fire it up. That's too strong.
And the hesitation there. Hesitated on the first look. When in doubt, probably better to pass it. Great anticipation by Bolden. Flying a jet. The finish, a chance to go to the line for an old-fashioned 3-point play. And once again, Dave, Those long passes around the horn, there's distance between passer and receiver. And like a defensive back, Bolden just laying on it.
Timeout, tied at 49. Zags trying to grab the lead. Question about Gonzaga is, what about March? What does that have in store? Where do they fit in when we return?
Sports Center right now, Notre Dame loses of 7 straight, hosting 7th-ranked Louisville, and Luke Herringody goes off. 32 points, 17 rebounds. The Irish pound Louisville 90-57. Other Big East news: UConn, the #1 team in the nation, they've won 12 in a row, but they lose their second leading scorer, Jerome Dyson, for the season with a knee injury. Next, Sports Center, 10:20 Pacific time. Dave and Steve.
Brian, thanks, and thanks for staying up late with us as well. We are tied at 49 here at St. Mary's, and Heidfeld and Gonzaga. Well, let's take a look at their tournament resume. And Lav, right now, how does it look for the Zags?
Well, the Zags just have to be sure they don't trip up. They need to win out in West Coast Conference regular season play and in their postseason tournament. And with the quality teams they've played, surprised that strength of schedule is as low as it is, because when you look at the teams they've played, it's really a quality group. They've been tested, a rugged schedule. I think a 5 or 6 seed is reasonable, and they'd be a dangerous 5 or 6 seed. This is as talented a team. They haven't found their rhythm or stride. They've lacked chemistry and consistency this year, but still not a team you'd want to face in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
St. Mary's with the basketball here, dead even at 49. Shot clock inside 10 seconds. Mickey O'Connell on the drive. Gives it up to Hughes. Shot clock down to 3. One hands with the scoop shot. And Bolden has a head start. But Bolden undaunted into the paint. Another strong move. He is very, very tough in traffic.
Well, the intelligence there to use his body, trying to draw the foul, but also able to create space and a good look there. Kind of wedged his way in transition between two St. Mary defenders.
So we've had 12 lead changes. The game has changed hands 9 times. In terms of that lead, here's Pargo now for Gonzaga. Foster setting the screen. He weaves his way in, and he will take a foul here, hit by Ben Allen. Crowd didn't like that call at all.
One of the dangers of over-penetration and poor spacing is you see 4 Gales along the baseline, and there isn't the safety which allows Bolden to boat Sean Prince, and someday could have a game similar to him. He's going to have to put on some weight. He's going to have to improve his overall strength and then sustain his effort, his concentration, his intensity over the course of the game.
A day with good bloodlines. Of course, his dad played at UCLA.
One of the great Bruins, played for Larry Brown, that Final Four team in the early 80s.
Here's Hunter up top. He'll swish it home. Both sides starting to go downtown.
Oh, an emerging star in Hunter, and a good strip by the Gales.
Pargo jumped up calling for a foul. Here's Hughes off the fake. Yes!
It is raining threes in Moraga.
Timeout. Patty Mills loves it.